Good evening and welcome to North Broward Prep. My name is Jake Kelly here with the SFCBL YouTube channel. We got some 6:30 evening baseball here between the visiting Pompano Beach Wave and the Fort Lauderdale Hooks. First pitch, called a ball, fastball missed upstairs. On the mound for the Hooks is CJ Bustle. He'll be playing catch with Alex Rivera behind home plate. Hooks coming today, home team, 11-15 on the season. Currently 9 games back of the West Boca Snappers as that one's fouled out of play. The Hooks, well, if I said they were wearing their white and blue uniforms, that would be technically correct. The blue on white, as CJ Bustle is wearing the away whites. The rest of his Hooks teammates with the black on blue around the horn. So a little bit of an oddity here. 3 different uniforms you see in front of you. Pompano Beach Wave with their baby blue and navy blues. The 1-1 count here to Jackson Lindsay as breaking pitch misses away. 2-1 the count. Left fielder Lindsay, getting the start in the 1 hole, followed by Jesse Clemente, Jacob Estrada, Jason Moss, Julian Gaston, Jake Figman, Daniel Sanchez, Spencer Freer, Luca Lawrence, and Connor Pangolo. As that one misses inside, Lindsay looking to become the first base runner here for the Wave. Wave just below the Hooks in the standings. They played one more game, one extra loss, coming in at 11-16. These two South Division rivals both still in it, looking to grab the final playoff spot in the South. As that one misses outside for ball 4. And I'll give the Hooks there, or excuse me, the Wave, their first base runner of the day. These two teams are currently chasing the Diamond Ducks. Ducks currently sitting in the 3rd spot of the South, 7.5 games back from the Snappers, followed by the Coconut Creek X team, sharing this home field to the Hooks with the X team. And they're right behind them in the standings, very close behind them. So it's a tight-knit race down south coming into play. Jesse Chimenti, third baseman, up at the plate as Lindsay dances over by first, swing and a miss for Jesse. On the mound, as I mentioned, CJ Bustle. CJ out of Dayton University, is junior, originally from the other side of the state in Naples, Florida. Has yet to record a win or loss on the season. This is his 4th start as Lindsay's on the move. Throw down from Alex Rivera is not in time. That gets away from Minocchio out at second, and that will allow Lindsay to go from 1st to 3rd on the play. So the Wave with a very early runner in scoring position, no outs, as Jesse Chimenti with an RBI opportunity here. It's the 2nd time in the month of July we've seen Bustle. Took place in a 7-0 loss against Extreme back on the 2nd. We did have coverage that day too from Spanish River High School. And the pitch from Bustle, swing and a miss, sets him down on strikes as Chimenti becomes the first strikeout victim of Bustle on the day. Make that strikeout number 18 for CJ on the season. So 1 gone, 1 on the base paths to work with for the 3-hole hitter, Jacob Estrada. Jacob getting the start behind home plate. He'll be receiving it from Daniel Gregory when his Wave heads to the defensive side of the ball. 0-1 count as Estrada couldn't catch up to the heater. Estrada out of Bethune-Cookman University, is a freshman from Fort Myers, Florida. The 0-1 pitch from Bustle. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, says our home plate umpire. 0-2 count here. Bustle trying to find out number 3. Estrada righty in both aspects of the game. 5'10" freshman. Very solid. 304 on the season is Jacob Estrada. This is game number 20 for Jacob. He's got 9 runs, 7 RBIs. The 0-2 fastball upstairs. Trying to reset the line of vision here on Estrada after the breaking ball in the dirt. Jason Moss waits in the on-deck circle. A lot on the line here for this game. Just about a week left in the season. Number 3 spot down south, very much in play. That'll be ripped down the line and right. Opposite field, powered by Estrada. That's going to bring home a run. He rounds first, motoring into second, and he is in there. Jacob Estrada, his 3rd double on the season, gives the Wave an early lead in today's ball game. Jesse Chimente scores on the play, receives high fives around the dugout. Looks like we'll be having a courtesy runner coming in for the catcher Estrada. That's number 2, Nicholas Perez out of Florida Atlantic. That'll takes place on second after the catcher was able to leg out the double. So early 1-0 lead here for the Pompano Beach Wave. Able to get the runner into scoring position after a walk. Excuse me, that was Jackson Lindsay that came around to score there. First man up, first man on. He advanced on a stolen bag and an errant throw, got him to third. That double brings him home to score. So now Jason Moss looking to continue the damage here. 4-hole hitter for the Wave today. 0-1 count already to Moss. The 0-1 delivery is outside 1-1 to Jason. Just below 300 is Jason Moss on the season. International man originally from the Bahamas, attending Arkansas Pine Bluff University, is the 5'11 sophomore Jason Moss. 1-1 count now. Bustle checks the man as second. Very, very generous lead out there on second. Fastball just catches the inside of the plate. Moss clearly not a fan of that call. Nicholas Perez over on second. 3 stolen bases on the season. Very liberal lead there on second. Bus trying to keep him as close to the bag as he can. 1-2 is foul out of play. Moss stays alive in the count. Julian Gaston will be next up for the Wave. Jason played both games in yesterday's doubleheader for the Wave. Wave splitting the doubleheader against the X team over at Pompano Park, winning the second of the doubleheader 4-2 after dropping the first leg 7-13. Combined 3 hits for Jason Moss on 7 plate appearances, 3 RBIs to his total, scored twice as well. So very good outing yesterday for Jason Moss as he enters with a RBI opportunity here early on. The 2-2 pitch coming from Bustle, that misses upstairs. Or, excuse me, that was a 3-2 pitch there. I have the count wrong on my end. Second walk of the day for Bustle, and that's going to bring an early visit from Alex Rivera, just try to calm down his man on the mound. So while he does so, we'll take a look at the rest of the defensive lineup for the Hooks, all of which I can't confirm are wearing the correct jerseys in their black and blue jerseys. Starting at left field, Marcel Harris, J.C. Hernandez, and Brad Dunn. Third to first around the horn is Andrew Alvarez, the All-Star Johnny Lopez, Michael Pinocchio, and Dalton Needle. And I already mentioned Alex Rivera there. He has returned to his spot behind home plate. 2 men on now for Gaston. Second walk of the game. A big swing and a miss there from Julian. Has him fall almost completely out of the batter's circle entirely. Walk to Lindsay. He eventually scored. Moss now on first. Jacob Estrada double. Brought in the courtesy runner. So the Wave early on here are liking what they see from CJ Bustle. Appearance number 6 for CJ. coming into play with a 5.19 ERA. He's now gone 9 full innings of work here in this SFCBL season. That one has popped up into shallow left field. Harris comes in and gloves it for a well-welcomed second out of the inning for Bustle and his Hooks defense. Two men still on here. As Gaston flies out to left. I'll bring up Jake Figman, starting right fielder today for the Wave. It's been a beautiful day, down here in very sunny South Florida. Breaking ball nearly clears back over the plate. It does not want to know the count. The baby blue sky that you see in front of you just about exactly matches the baby blue of the Wave. It's been a roller coaster of weather for this month and about a week or so of SFCBL season. Fortunately, no rain in the forecast here tonight. All of today's action has gotten underway. Here, the final game of the day. It's hot, but the sun is setting to our left, out to the west. We'll probably have about 45 minutes thereabouts, probably a little bit longer, 45 minutes to an hour or so of daylight left. Very minimal wind here, slightly pushing in from right field. Also, not a fan of something. I'm honestly just going to call out Rivera, second time here in the inning. Alex Rivera has gone out, spoke with his pitcher. Figman gets a start in right today. Now up at the plate. Figman out of Hillsdale College, originally from Palm City. Mans the outfield for the Wave, hitting 250 on the nose here in game number 20 for Jake Figman, or as his teammates like to call him, Fig Newton. Looking for RBIs, potentially 7 on the season. Looking at him dead across the diamond. That's second. Breaking ball, beautiful pitch there. Gets the outside of the plate, 1-1 the count now for Bustle. A little bit dancing now from Minocchio out at second, trying to keep the runner close. That's in the dirt, gets away from Rivera, so both runners will advance now into scoring position as run number 2 now resides 90 feet away at third. Very realistic chance for RBIs, number 7 and 8 now for Jake Figman, if he can crack one into the outfield. Neil Gregory will be comes to the mound for the Wave, already with a slight run advantage here in the bottom half of the inning. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Or excuse me, the 2-2 pitch, rather. Having to do double duty today, try to keep up with the scoreboard, try to keep up with the broadcast. Swing and a miss, second swinging strikeout for Bustle. Gets him out of the inning. A 1-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the first inning. North Broward Prep, Jacob Kelly here for the SFCBL YouTube channel. Palm Beach County Sports Commission tracks sporting events and activities to Palm Beach County to enhance tourism and business, as well as promote Palm Beach community as a sports tourism destination as a whole. PBCSC provides venues to promote the image of Palm Beach County as a top sports destination in the country. Thank you, Palm Beach County Sports Commission. Understand a little bit of technical issues, trying to get the lag here fixed. We appreciate you hanging on with us here today. Jacob Kelly for the SFCBL here at North Broward Prep. 1-0 lead in the top of the first, courtesy of an RBI double off the bat of Jacob Estrada. Puts the Wave up 1-0. Johnny Lopez, the All-Star, gets a go in the one spot. Now for the Hooks, looking to respond. He's going against Daniel Gregory on the mound for the Wave. That one misses downstairs. Gregory out of Dayton, originally from Davie, Florida. This is game number 4, all of which have been starting spots for the righty. As Lopez gets the free pass, he will strip the gear and move on to first. Both teams have seen their first base runner get on via the walk. Now to the plate, Andrew Alvarez, third baseman. Watch will miss inside. 1-0 the count. It's Johnny Lopez, Andrew Alvarez, Dalton Needle, Daniel Pratt, JC Hernandez, Tyler Morgan, Alex Rivera, Marcel Harris, Michael Minocchio, and Brad Dunn for the Hooks, rather. As that one is sent into right field, out number 1, a flyout off the bat of Andrew Alvarez. All in the dirt, and I believe we just fixed the connection issues. So again, apologies for the drop frames in the top frame of today's action. Hopefully it should be a lot smoother from here on out. Again, I'm here playing double duty, really triple duty now, technician, scoreboard, and broadcaster, but we motor on. We have exciting action here. Again, the third spot in the South for the playoffs, which start next week. Very much up for grabs. Both these two teams would love to grab that last bid. All you need is a ticket to the dance, and you never know what you could score. Both these teams looking to join the Blazers and the Snappers, who currently sit atop the South, respectively. Anything can happen from here on out. Lopez at first after he drew the walk. Alvarez popped out to right. And now the starting first baseman, Dalton Needle, gets to go here in the left-handed batter's box. This is upstairs, 2-0 the count. It's been a very good season so far for Daniel Gregory. Again, this is his 4th appearance, all of which have been on the mound. 2.0 ERA for the righty as he fires it in there. Get a strike on the board. Only gone 9 innings of work, joining the team a little bit late into the summer. First appearance wasn't until the 20th of June. But he's been dynamite for the Wave ever since coming and joining the team from Dayton. 1 inning pitch, 3 innings pitched, 5 innings pitched. He's only given up 2 total earned runs on the season. Those 2 did come in his opening appearance against the Blazers. He has not seen a single run come across to score in his last 8 innings of work, as that one is given a shot into right field and just getting underneath it does Dalton Needle. Otherwise, would have been a little bit of a commentator's jinx there. 1 swing of the bat, nearly putting 2 runs up on the board for the Hooks. Instead, it's just a loud and long pop out for Needle as he retreats back to his dugout. We'll give Daniel Pratt a go. Try to solve Daniel Gregory here early on. Johnny Lopez is unable to move up from first, and the Wave would love to keep him there. First pitch strike fired in there to the designated hitter in Pratt. Pratt gets some work within the infield whenever he picks up his glove. Currently in a gap year as he brings his summer league game to the hooks. 1-1 the count. 4-hole hitter hitting .304 on the season. Here in game number 18. Brought in 11 RBIs here as Lopez is on the move. Swinging strike, throw down is just off as Lopez snags the bag. Moving now into scoring position. Florida Atlantic freshman from Coral Springs, Johnny Lopez, just secured stolen bag number 6 on the season. And the breaking ball, not quite, as Gregory decided himself that was a strike. Few paces are already off the mound. A few of his Wave teammates around the horn probably thought similarly. 2-2 pitch from Gregory, not quite. Again, that one misses downstairs as Daniel Pratt has worked the count full. Gregory looking to avoid the second walk of the inning here as JC Hernandez would love to get an RBI opportunity here. The 3-2 little half check swing is sent way of the Wave dugout. Head coach Luis Ezra got a hand on it, couldn't secure it. And he says that's why I'm out here instead of out on the field. So you bring it back again, 3-2. 2 outs here in the Mizuno game of the day. Payoff pitch, swinging, strike 3, strikeout number 1 for Gregory as the Wave maintain a 1-0 lead. 9 straight innings of scoreless baseball for Daniel Gregory on the mound for the Wave. 1-0. We played our way to the top of the second inning here from North Broward Prep. At Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, we know that part of a great vacation is the peace of mind that comes from a great hotel. That's why we are dedicated to provide an experience that stands above the rest. Whether it be our comfortable beds, poolside relaxation, or courteous staff, we will ensure you get the best out of us so you can enjoy your travels with ease. Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, the SFCBL's preferred hotel providers. One nothing ball game here at North Broward Prep. Battle of Southern Division opponents, Hooks and the Wave. 1-0 ball game, way of the Wave, as we are here in the top of the second inning. This is one of 3 games rather, currently underway. 1-0 ball game over at Spanish River High School. Top team in the league, the Palm Beach Extreme, with a 1-0 lead against the Palm Beach Gardens Matadors. And then also in the second inning over at Little Fenway, second place team in the North, the Lightning, with a 6-0 lead over the Boynton Beach Buccaneers. Of course, 1-0 game here. Hooks and wave. Daniel Sanchez, he'll get his first go here in the left-handed batter's box. He watches one just kiss the bottom corner of the strike zone. Sanchez out of St. Cloud Tech, coming from Miami. 5'11" junior here for the Wave. Hitting just below 200 at 191 as he sends one foul overhead. Game number 25 on the season for the Wave. He also played in both games yesterday. Didn't register a official at bat, came in defensive purposes for the Wave, as I believe that one got a piece of him. Indeed it did, so he will go ahead and take his base. So far we're 3 for 3 with the first members due up to the plate, getting on base here early on. So Sanchez takes his spot at first, and he is certainly a stolen base threat out there with 11 on the season. Fastball just high for Spencer Freer. Spencer getting the role of extra hitter today in the SFCBL, deploying a 10-man starting lineup, designated hitter and extra hitter. As Freer gets that role today. On the move, as mentioned, is Sanchez. Throw down not in time. Stolen bag number 2 for the Wave. And that's number 12 on the season for Sanchez. So he makes CJ Bustle pay for the hit by pitch. And he takes off for second, gets in scoring position here. So 2-0 count for Freer. And on the move again, throw down, again not in time. Speed on display, back-to-back pitches. Daniel Sanchez goes from first to third. And we're seeing just about almost exactly the same story as the top of the first. Slightly different way of doing it. It was a errant throw from Alex Rivera that saw Jackson Lindsay go from first to third. So instead of doing it on 2 pitches, they got to do it on just the one. But 90 feet away, run number 2 for the Wave, the 3-0, or excuse me, the 2-0, make that now 3-0. For Spencer Freer. Freer out of East Connecticut State, on the top of the country. Originally from Gardiner, New York. The 3-0 fastball, that'll kiss the inside. 3-1 now. Game number 18 for Freer. Looking for RBI number 2 on the season for Spencer. Sanchez, Freer, and Luca Lawrence all due up here towards the bottom of the lineup here in the top of the second inning for the Wave. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Or strike 3. Strikeout number 3 on the game for Bassel. As Chimenti, Figman, and Freer have all gone down swinging. So 1 out on the board. Bunt squared, pulled back last second from the first baseman, Luca Lawrence. And we'll see how the corners of the infield of the Hooks react. Dalton Needle and Andrew Alvarez just about on the edge of the grass on either side. Luca Lawrence choking up on the bat as well, laying it down again, missing, and he is quickly down now in the count 0-2. Lawrence out of Mitchell College, really from Greenwich, Connecticut. Junior first baseman down 0-2 in the count. Looks at a fastball, just miss. 1-2 the count. Lawrence with RBI number 8 on the season, just 90 feet away. The 1-2 in there. Call strike 3. Back-to-back Ks put him on the board for Bassel as he sets down Freer and Lawrence on strikes. So Connor Pangolo, maybe the last opportunity here. Bring home run number 2 for the Wave. 10-hole hitter for the shortstop today, as that one misses high and away. 1-0. Strikeout number 21 now on the season for Bustle, as we've certainly got an excellent pitching matchup on hand here today. Again, missing 2-0. We mentioned that Daniel Gregory has now gone 9 innings of work, now seeing a single run across the plate. Now with CJ Bustle, not much worse. Entered the day allowing only 1 run to come across in his last 4 appearances. So make that 2 runs in 5 appearances for Bustle. So you can't get much better than that for these 2 leading men on the mound, respectively for the Hooks and the Wave. Quickly down 3-0. Risk of flipping the lineup back to the top with Jackson Lindsay. Fastball, not quite. 4-pitch walk. We'll see Connor Pangolo usher himself down to first. Connor with only 3 stolen bases on the season. However, with the circumstances, here in the SFCBL, teams love to send the runners when you got a runners on the corner situation. So 2 outs. Pangolo at first. Daniel Sanchez, who's hit by a pitch to open up the inning, stole his way to third on 2 consecutive pitches. As we flip back to the top, the only run of the day so far is Jackson Lindsay, and he tried to call that one outside himself. Umpire behind home plate says not so fast. 0-1 the count. He walked, was able to steal a base at second, and with the errant throw from Rivera, was able to get to third. On the move is Pangolo, as that one's chopped into right, giving chase is Brad Dunn. He will not get there. RBI single as that one gets away from Dunn. The throw in as Pangolo goes from first to third and scores. Rounding third and scoring, Connor Pangolo. He wasn't content with the first to third. He was moving on the pitch, and he comes all the way around from first. So an RBI bloop single from Jackson Lindsay puts up runs 2 and 3 up on the board. Excellent day so far for Lindsay. Already 3 run contributions, and we're only in the top of the second. RBIs 11 and 12, with run number 18, now 30 run contributions on the season for the sophomore out of Houston, Texas. Excellent season so far for Jackson Lindsay, as he's dancing at first. Very liberal lead. Fastball misses inside. Now to Jesse Chimenti. Was the first strikeout victim. First out of the day. Back in the top of the first inning, went down swinging. First of four now strikeouts for CJ Bustle. On the move. It won't matter as that one will just barely get out of play. 1-2 count now for Jesse. One-two count now. As we got sparing minutes left of daylight to our left, shadows really looming over the field. 1-2 pitch again. Lindsey on the way. Check swing. Did he? He did not. So another stolen bag for Jackson Lindsey as he now moves up to scoring position. Stolen bases 16 and 17. So you're looking at two stolen bases, three RBIs, or excuse me, two RBIs and a run, and we're only in the top of the second. Have yourself a day, Jackson Lindsey. On the move again, this time swing and a miss, strike three. A little disappointed over there is Lindsey, as he'll have to just settle with two stolen bags so far. Back-to-back strikeouts through two appearances at the plate for Chimenti. But the Wave, you see yourself with a 3-0 advantage going to the bottom of the second inning. Jake Kelly for the SFCBL here at North Broward Prep. Do not let injury slow you down. MD now has 110 locations across the state of Florida. You'll get the best care from our award-winning physicians to get you back on your feet. Thank you, MD Now, for taking care of SFCBL athletes and families. Three nothing ball game. North Broward Prep. Jacob Kelly here on the call for the SFCBL battle between Southern Division foes, the Wave and the Hooks. It is number 9, J.C. Hernandez. First pitch swing, sending that one into right center. That will get down as he gets on board the first hit today for the Hooks as he singles to right, wasting no time as Hernandez gets on board. Now 4 for 4 of guys getting on for these teams. The first man up in the innings. J.C. Hernandez, Tyler Morgan, Alex Rivera. The three due up here as Morgan takes the left-handed batter's box. Gregory deals. First pitch in there, call strike. Didn't get to go over the defense positioning for the Wave there in first inning. Left to right, Jackson Lindsay, Julian Gaston, and Jake Figman. Around the horn, Jesse Chimenti, Connor Pangolo, Daniel Sanchez, and Luca Lawrence, with Daniel Gregory and Jacob Estrada playing catch. 0-2 count now to the extra hitter Morgan. Watch the fastball miss upstairs, 1-2. Morgan, one of 4 catchers in the roster for the Hooks. Himself, Alex Rivera, who will be up next, Mason Alexander, and Gage Agate. Morgan out of LaSalle University and Tamarack, Florida. Him and I will be taking a very similar drive home. That's where I'm from as well. Freshman. Even count now, 2-2 with Hernandez over on first. A pretty moderate lead there from Hernandez. A 2-2 breaking ball, not quite. His count runs full. 0-2 now to 3-2 for Tyler Morgan. Three-two comes back across in there. Called strike 3 as he'll be sent down looking for out number 1. Strikeout number 2 on the day for Daniel Gregory. As the catcher, aforementioned Alex Rivera gets his first go. Also from Tamarack, Florida is Rivera. A couple of catchers from the same hometown. Fastball in there, called strike 0-1. Rivera attends Dominican College. 5'11" junior here for the Hooks. Gregory checks the runner at first. Shadows are really starting to creep over left side as runner is on the move. Throw down in time. Not in time, apparently. Tag misplaced. Dropped the ball. Couldn't quite see with Daniel Gregory on the mound covering it one way or another. That's going to put a runner in scoring position as J.C. Hernandez swipes a bag. That's slapped into right center, giving chase is Figman. He will get underneath it. Tagging is Hernandez. So in 2 pitches, he goes from first to third, represents the first run of the game for the Hooks. J.C. Hernandez, a multi-talented man, officially listed as a pitcher, although he has yet to see any action on the mound. That one's grounded to third, fielded by the third baseman, Chimenti. Throw is in time, preventing the run from coming home to score. A great play by Jesse Chimenti over at third. Keep this one a 3-0 ball game. Keep Hernandez from bringing home a run. We've played 2 full innings of play here at North Broward Prep, as there's some conversation on the mound between Daniel Gregory and our second base umpire. We'll see if we can find out what's going on there as we go into the top of the 3rd inning. Our sponsor of the day is Mizuno. Get your baseball gear through the SFCBL Mizuno storefront located on the home page of the SFCBL website. You can find Mizuno wooden bats, gloves, batting gloves, and catcher's gear all at a discounted rate. Mizuno has the best baseball equipment in the game. Make sure to take advantage of this special offer. And we are back. Final game of action on the slate here today. 5 total games, 2 of which have already come to a close. The Blazers took down their top of the South Division rivals, the Snappers, 6-0 over at Burt Aronson Park earlier today. Beach Boys and the Lions with a makeup game over at Santa Lucis High School. Saw the Beach Boys take that one 10-4. Beach Boys still very much in contention for the final spot themselves atop the North Division. Look like it'll be a battle between the Beach Boys and the Matadors, as the Lightning have comfortably slid into second place in the North, followed by the Extreme. That's become a bit of a closer race to the top that the Extreme probably thought about a week and a half ago. Lightning making that top division, the North Division rather, a bit more interesting. Still a lot of baseball to be played, still playoff spots to be finalized, and certainly implications here with this one. It's Jacob Estrada, 3-4-5 here for the Pompano Beach Wave. Breaking pitch, not quite. Estrada brought home the first run of the game. RBI double. Brought home Jackson Lindsay in the top of the first inning. 2-2 count for Estrada. 2-2 from Bustle. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Make that 5 now on the day for Bustle. We're certainly seeing the Wave swing the bat so far. We've already seen an RBI double, a 2 RBI single. A majority of the strikeouts come so far have been the swinging variety. Make that strikeout number 6. 5 of the 6 have been swinging strikeouts. So Estrada takes his place back in the Wade dugout, and Jason Moss will get his second go. He walked his first time up. Opening pitch from Bustle, and that gets a piece of Moss as he slightly grimaces in pain. That's a second member of the Wave that have been plunked here today. Daniel Sanchez did in the last inning. So Moss has gotten to first now twice without having to use his bat. Helping that OBP of 420 go up now. Very solid OBP and batting average for Jason Moss. Bit of an all-around hitter. Can hit for contact. Can be patient in the box with 11 walks. Hit for power, 2 home runs now on the season for Moss. So really a jack of all trades when he steps up to the plate. So he's on first, followed by Julian Gaston. It was, or rather, he popped out to Marcel Harris and left his first time up. Oh, one pitch, not quite. Leaves the count at 1 apiece. Very nice setup here at North Broward Prep. A little bit of different configuration we see across most of the SFCBL with rather uniform fences. You got, I'd say, about 6.5 foot fences out in left and right before that doubles in height to about 12, anywhere from 12 to 15 feet in dead center with a bit of a jagged formation out in center field, a bit of a coffin corner up there. Scoreboard out to Right center, currently not being in use. 2-1 misses outside. 3-1 the count. As Bustle is in jeopardy of seeing the first two men get on here. Be a bit generous. I said there was action down in the Hooks bullpen. A little bit of soft toss going on out there. It doesn't look like there's any sort of urgency. Bustle being trusted to get himself out of this one as he moves the line along. Now two men on as Gaston gets the free pass. Walk number 3 for CJ Bustle, and looks like Alex Rivera will be joined by the rest of the infield and the assistant coach of the Hooks. Try to settle down Bustle. He was all smiles around the dugout once Bustle realized he was donning the wrong uniform. Matter of fact, 2 of the Hooks came in today as I was getting set up here behind home plate, donning their white uniforms, although I heard the other one say that he had his other jersey. He brought both because he wasn't sure. Bustle, one of the last to arrive for the Hooks, all smiles around and laughs around as he now sticks out like a sore thumb with his away whites as opposed to the regular blue and blacks of the rest of his Hooks teammates. Meeting has been adjourned. Jason Moss, hit by a pitch, holds a spot at second. Julian Gaston, after the 5-pitch walk, resides on first for Jake Figman, RBI opportunity. The strikeout victim number 2 in the first inning was Figman. Opening pitch fastball misses downstairs. 1-0 the count. Wave have gotten runners into scoring position each of the first 3 innings here early on. Exactly what the doctor ordered here early on, as now the action in the bullpen starts to kick up. Soft tosses turned into proper warm-up down home field side. Looks like that it'll be the ace Colin Cartanga that is getting loose for the Hooks. Another all-star from this Hooks squad is Cartanga. See, looks like he might be entering this one. 1-1, make that 1-2. So that's chopped foul. Just a little behind it there was Figman. Sun starting to lose itself behind the trees down the third base side. Shadows will be fully encompassing field here, North Broward Prep. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Not quite. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on for the Wave. It's Daniel Sanchez waits in the on-deck circle. Love to see the bases loaded. That one nearly sent back into your viewing experience. A little bit of a different setup we got here as opposed to the rest of the fields. I had noticed the netting rather than a chain link fence. Got you guys set up on a tripod at the top of the stands behind me, as opposed to mounted along the chain link fence, which you see in majority spots. Got netting here, Kaiser, and location of what would have been our All-Star game down in St. Thomas. Fortunately, festivities there rained out, and boy, was it raining. Breaking ball, not quite. 3-2 the count. Just 1 out on the board. Pitch count certainly climbing for CJ Bustle. That's Colin Cartanega. It gets loose. Down to our left. Payoff pitch. Fouled back yet again. Don't have a pitch count in front of me, but I believe we got pitch number 8 of the count coming up here. As Jake Figman is making life difficult for Bustle on the mound. Bustle checking the man at second. Payoff pitch yet again. 3-2. Swung on, swung through, strike three. There certainly hasn't been a lack of Ks here early on for CJ Bustle. Make that 7 on the board for CJ, 6 of which have been swinging strikeouts. $24 now on the year for Bustle. See about 30% of his strikeouts on the season come just here in almost 3 innings of work. 1-1 count now to Daniel Sanchez. He was plunked his first time up. Certainly not the patient type on the base paths. Second pitch to the bat. Next up for Spencer Freer. Stole second. And he said, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing. Very next pitch, stole third. Fastball misses up. He eventually came home to score. 2 RBI single from Jackson Lindsay brought him around, as well as Connor Pangolo scored all the way from first as he was moving on the pitch himself. Fastball in there. Really, Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Just kidding, 3-1. I knew that. We're trying our best here. Very liberal lead out on second by Moss. And he gets caught in a pickle as that throw is over the head of Alvarez. The dancing on second comes off to bite the hooks as Moss scores on the play. Run number 4. Looks like Moss wanted a balk on the play, but instead he gets to come around a score, which I'm sure he's much more pleased about. And it did, from my vantage point, look like that should have been a called balk as Bustle already started his movement towards home plate. But I'm sure the Wave won't complain one way or another. As Moss comes around to score, Gaston now moves up into scoring position. A very nice breeze starts to settle in here at North Broward Prep. The 3-1 fastball in there. Count runs full. 1 run in the first, 2 in the second. And now a 4th run here in the top of the third. It's been very clean baseball so far on both sides from the Wave. Dancing now on second is Gaston. 3-2, swung on into right. Giving chase is Brad Dunn. He spins around and it hits off his glove and falls. Rounding third is Gaston. Throw in from Moss is the second. And that's going to bring home run number 5 on the ball game for the Wave. A very difficult play out in right field by Brad Dunn as he was spinning around out there. There's not a whole lot of sunlight left, as you guys see in front of you, but what sunlight we do have certainly is looking straight at Dunn out in right. So that will most likely go down as a E9 as Gaston now comes around to score. It's Sanchez finds himself on third base for the second time today. Everything going right on one side for the Wave. Can't quite say the same for the home team of the Hooks. Looks like the action has ceased down the bullpen of Cartanega. Swinging strike 0-2 is Spencer Freer. He's quickly down on the count 0-2. Off the bat, thought that one had home run distance. Almost as good as Sanchez resides on third of the 0-2 to Freer. And 3 straight strikes make that strikeout number 8 for CJ Bustle. Another pair of runs coming home to score here for the Wave as the Hooks find themselves now in a 5-0 deficit here at North Broward Prep. Both teams again very much in play for spot number 3 in the South when it comes to the playoffs. We will have the action for you as we move to the bottom of the third inning when we come back. Signs, t-shirts, hats, and more. Delray's finest signs and graphics has you covered for your special events. DFS provides the SFCBL with banners, team merchandise, and more for our big events, and will do the same for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs are right around the corner. If you would like to represent your favorite team and your favorite player, go to the DFS SFCBL storefront. You can find the link for that in the Instagram bio, the SFCBL Instagram bio, or head over to the SFCBL website and click the banner, which you'll be taken over to the DFS SFCBL storefront. Get your merchandise while we still have time. We've got the last two members of either team which have yet to come up to the plate. Here due up for the Hooks. They find themselves down by 5 here in our Mizuno game of the day. It's Michael Minocchio, Brad Dunn before flipping back to the top with Johnny Lopez. 10 straight innings of work for Daniel Gregory, in which he has not seen a run come by. And on the other side for his Wave, everything going right. 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second, followed by another pair there in the top half of this inning. Final of which a E9 RBI from Daniel Sanchez. That one sent into left field as Marcel Harris comes in to record the out. One out on the board, and the last man up in the 10 for the Hooks is Brad Dunn. That's a very like late 2000s MLB name. We got to do one of the Hooks games uh, about a couple weeks ago. And we were debating whether that was the name of former Marlin. Wasn't quite. I believe he was a Red back in the actually late 90s. But Brad Dunn gets a go. Dunn attending the University of Tampa, originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. As he watched that one miss. Game number 15 on the season for the Hooks is the 6'2", 210-pound starting right fielder today. A big swing, big miss. As Gregory here in inning number 3 of work finds himself up in the count 1-2. The 1-2 breaking pitch trails outside, even the count up at 2 apiece. Johnny Lopez waits in the on deck circle. 2-2 coming from Gregory. Breaking ball, back to back breaking balls. This one misses upstairs. So out and then up. Count goes from 1-2 to 3-2. As the Hooks would love a base runner here with 1 out, bottom of the third. The 3-2 fastball high and inside, 3 straight balls. That gets Brad Dunn on board. Second walk of the day for Gregory. As aforementioned, the All-Star Johnny Lopez, All-Star and Home Run Derby participant. And Johnny Lopez, he, matter of fact, was the only other walk so far that Gregory has allowed there in the bottom of the first. Opening pitch in the dirt. Estrada goes to his right to get a hold of that. Johnny Lopez, he's been a do-it-all man for the Hooks so far this season. 288 at the plate, 7 RBIs, 15 runs. He's also seen himself take the mound 5 times already. He's got a 1-in-1 record. As he cuts one, gets just underneath it, sending it to right. Coming over is Daniel Sanchez all the way from second, beats Jake Figman to it to get the second out on the board here in the inning. So Lopez, 0 for 1 now on the day as takes a long trot back to first. One man on, Brad Dunn over at first as Andrew Alvarez gets his second go. He popped out. We have Jake Figman out and right his first time through, opening pitch. Breaking ball in there. Two very different stories for our men on the mound for either of these two teams. Gregory, it's been quite seamless. Strikeouts aren't there quite. Just 2 strikeouts with the 2 walks. And I mean, you look at the other side with CJ Bustle and 8 strikeouts so far. You'd probably expect his team were the one up 5-0. Instead, his Hooks find themselves in this 5-0 hole. Pretty good lead over at first from Dunn as that misses upstairs. Brad Dunn, not necessarily what you would call a stolen base threat. Only 2 on the season, despite the pretty good lead that he's found himself over there at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Looking for another scoreless inning. Keep harping about it, but the talent is clearly there with the righty Daniel Gregory. Strikeouts haven't been here so far today, but has had control from the jump. Looking to go through another scoreless inning here in the third. Just as the delivery was coming, call time from Alvarez. No pitch clock here in the SFCBL. Bit old fashioned, just taking too long. Call time. The 2-2 cut on. That'll get into the outfield as that avoids the glove of Connor Pangolo. Second hit of the ball game for the Hooks, as only Alvarez and JC Hernandez have been able to make good contact. 2 outs, but a runner in scoring position. 2 men on. Dunn now at second. Alvarez on first for the 3-hole hitter Dalton Needle. Dalton, just like Alvarez before him, popped out way of Jake Figman in right field. In the dirt, 1-0. Not so often you see a first baseman don the number 1 jersey. 6'2", 180-pound Dalton Needle. Incoming freshman this year, be attending Emory University, will the first baseman. All strike, even count 1-1. Another member of this Hooks team that joined the team relatively late, didn't get his first action till June 29th. Makes this only game number 7 in a Hooks uniform for Needle, as he's now down the count 1-2. RBI number 2, looking dead across the diamond at him. That came in game number 4 for him. 7-6 loss to the Lions back on the 5th of this month. 1-2 count, cut on. There may be room. That might get down. Sent down the line and left, and that will just squeeze foul. There's not a whole lot of room once you get about past 25, 30 feet or so from the third and first base bags. You got a whole bunch of room here for that. But as soon as you get about 25, 30 feet past either base, the fence meets you very quickly, just out of camera shot here. And that somehow still found it. You got about 3, 4, at most 5 feet separating the foul line from the fence. It looks like we've just about lost all of our sunlight here. Lights should be turning on soon. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Hit, cut on, down the line and right. And again, just finding that little patch of foul territory. Did needle. I mean, pun intended, he is seriously threading the needle either side. Deal with it. Just found foul territory down the left field line. Just found foul territory within the fence down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out for the first baseman. 1 plus 1 equals 2. The 2-2. Breaking ball, not quite. As the count runs full. With 2 gone here. The runner should be on the move. As Needle calls time. Yet it's Brad Dunn out on second. He got on the walk, just the second walk of the day from Gregory. And then a single from Andrew Alvarez, only the second hit of the day allowed from him. 3-2, misses upstairs. So that's exactly what the Hooks need. Hooks as far as the eyes can see. That's going to bring out head coach Luis Ezra for a mound meeting. Third walk of the game for Gregory. I'll try to collect him as Needle takes first. The dangerous 4-hole hitter in Daniel Pratt. While they have a discussion about what they're going to eat for dinner later tonight, we'll take a look across the rest of the SFCBL. The Palm Beach Gardens Matadors have taken the lead from the Extreme. It was a 1-0 game, way of the Extreme, now 5-2, as that is a very big game for the Matadors. Beach Boys won earlier today, and those two teams are battling out for the final playoff spot in the North Division. So kind of must-win territory for both teams trying to secure that spot. The Lightning, they're pretty secured in their spot. Not locked in as of now, but find themselves up 9-1, getting ever so closer to securing the second spot in the North. And depending on how the Extreme finish the season, Lightning still with the chance of grabbing the first round bye, as they've really caught fire as of late. 0-1 count now for Pratt. He's got Dunn on third, Alvarez on second, and Needle following the walk. A big swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him fooled, and it was like Pratt grabs his shoulder on the play. So the lights are starting to finally kick on here in North Broward Prep. We got no more sunlight. Pratt's a tough kid. He'll stick in this one. Down now in the count 0-2. This is a situation the Hooks absolutely cannot squander, as they need to find runs here. Trailing by 5, the Wave have not gone an inning without scoring so far here today. 1-2 for Pratt out of Conroe, Texas. 304 hitting on the season, 11 RBIs. He's got 12, 13, and 14 looking around the base pass. The 1-2 downstairs. Ball 2. Just got done praising Daniel Gregory for the control he's had here early on. And now, after walking the previous batter, walking done, second man up in the inning, starting to see that control just give out a little bit. The 2-2 breaking ball, and that gets a hold of Pratt. That'll bring home a run. Hurts himself a little bit on the swing, and then takes one on that very same shoulder. You just can't make this stuff up, but he seems like he's more than okay, and that's going to be another mound visit for Ezra. As for Daniel Gregory, just went 10 and 2/3 innings of action on the mound without allowing a single run. He's grimacing a little bit. He will exit today's game going 2 and 2/3 innings, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, only 2 hits allowed. He is, though, responsible for the 3 base runners that are left on. We'll introduce you to our new man on the mound when we come back here from North Broward Prep here in the bottom of the third. Five one ball game here at North Broward Prep. Hooks just saw their first run of the ball game come around to score. We got a bases loaded situation. And we won't really have to introduce you to our new man on the mound because you've already been introduced to him before. Jesse Chimenti. He was playing third. He now takes the spot on the mound. What a situation to be thrusted into here with Hooks on every base your eye can see. Not a stranger to playing both the field and taking the mound. This is appearance number 8 on the season for Chimenti. The breaking ball misses outside, or sorry, inside rather. We talked about on the hooks, they've got the benefit of Johnny Lopez playing both ways and Chimenti providing the same sort of talent for his wave. 1.25 ERA. His fastball just misses the inside. He's got a 2-0 record. Won his last outing 3-1 against the Diamond Ducks. Went 2 innings, no runs allowed, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, facing 10 Ducks. That one's popped up over our head here, out of play. Swinging on 3-0 there was J.C. Hernandez. Was the first hit of the ball game, one of 2 hits allowed by Gregory. So 3-1 count now. Chimenti versus Hernandez. Generous call there. 3-2. So another 3-2 situation here with 2 outs. Payoff pitch, incoming runners on the move. Popped up. That is going to stay in the infield. Coming in and calling for it is Daniel Sanchez at second base. And Chimenti gets the wave out of the inning. The Hooks leave 3 runners on, but they do find one coming around to score. As your score now reads 5-1. We've played 3 full innings of baseball here at North Broward Prep. Jake Kelly here on the call for the SFCBL Network. The law offices of Sala Osterita Cox offers their clients the best experience in areas of securities enforcement, regulation, arbitration, and litigation. Call 561-989-9080. That is 561-989-9080 for consultation today. Sala Osterita Cox, your go-to representation for white-collar troubles. And we are back here in North Broward Prep. Jake Kelly here on the SFCBL YouTube channel. Got a new man on the mound for the Hooks. That is Colin Cartanga as CJ Bustle exits today's game with 8 strikeouts, only 3 walks allowed. However, his season's team trailing 5-1. Hooks were able to finally get one on the board there in the bottom of the inning. So a lot needing to get back in this one. As that sent in a right center field, giving chase and getting to it does Brad Dunn. Nearly extra bases there for Connor Pangolo. Luca Lawrence was hit by a pitch, and then Pangolo flies out there to right. So 1 on, 1 out as we go back again to the top of the order, this time with Jackson Lindsay. Understand that, again, we got a bit of connection issues. We're trying to work through that. We'll do our best, and so apologize for the poor connection right now. Hopefully we'll have that figured out relatively soon. But like I said, Jackson Lindsay up at the plate now, and he's had himself an excellent day so far. Walked, later came around to score, and 2 RBI singles next time up. 3-run contributions so far. Also got 2 stolen bases to his credit. Not much more you can ask for so far early on from Lindsey. He's got a man on first in Luca Lawrence. As again, that one's sent back. Foul. Two-strike count. That misses downstairs. That's going to move the runner up. Luca Lawrence now resides on second, as that's 4 straight innings here to open up the ball game. Wave have gotten a runner into scoring position. And she RBI number 3. Staring across the diamond from Lindsey as he is fighting in this count. Sends another one out of play. As mentioned, it's Colin Cartanga now up, getting a go for the Hooks. 2-1 record on the season is Colin. 3.0 ERA. This is game number 6, 4 which have been in relief. Averages 1 strikeout per inning, 21 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, just 5 walks as he leads the way for the Hooks on the season. Pop up, and that one should be playable as Lindsey slams his bat down, and in fact is. We mentioned that it's a bit of a tricky play there for first baseman, right fielder, third baseman, left fielder. As you look at the fence again, just out of camera shot, you got a lot of room to work with. That quickly is ended about 30 feet down the line. But enough play there. And out number 2 on the board. First time that Lindsey has not been able to get a board. Lindsey pops out to first. So 2 outs on the board. Runner is still in scoring position. And it's going to be a meeting on the mound. Alex Rivera. And I believe we have yet again fixed our connection issue, so hopefully be smooth sailing for the rest of today's game. It's been a scramble these last few minutes trying to figure out what's going on, but I think we got it. So hopefully, again, we should be good. As down 2 strikes in the count. You got a first appearance on the day. Of course, Jesse Chimenti now on the mound as Chase Cook gets a go from the plate. Very large lead at second, and Cartanega says, no, thank you. So this is our first introduction to Chase Cook. Of course, going into the field was Jason Moss, who now plays third. So Chase Cook comes in as the new designated hitter. Swinging strike 3, throw down, and that is in time. Strikeout number 1 for Cartanega as we've played our way to the bottom of the 4th inning. First inning, we've seen the Wave held without a run. Hooks got the offense going last time. We look to continue that here as we move into the bottom of the 4th inning. Law offices of Thompson and Thomas will fight for you to get the compensation you deserve. Vehicle accidents, personal injury, real estate, workers' compensation, and more. Thompson and Thomas will have you covered. For your free consultation today, go to tntlegal.com. 5-1 ball game. Starting third baseman Jesse Cimenti comes back to the mound, got the final out in the bottom of the third inning. Bases were loaded at the time, and they were left loaded as Cimenti was able to get out of trouble there. Breaking ball just misses. As we find ourselves in the heart of the order with Tyler Morgan. 1-1 count for Morgan. That one nearly gets Tyler upstairs, just missing a cranium there to Cimenti. I was in between introducing Cimenti when our connection issue started again. All should be good now. 2-0, 1.25 ERA here in game number 8, all of which have been in relief. That one sent back foul. 14 entering play, 14 and a third, making now 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. 17 strikeouts, over 1 strikeout per inning, and 9 walks allowed. So you got at the dish hitting .304 with 22 run contributions, and then a 1.25 2-0 ERA. I mean, what else could you ask more from your starting third baseman entering play? 2-2, the count remains. The pitch, breaking ball upstairs, count runs full for Tyler Morgan. It's Tyler Morgan, Alex Rivera, and Marcel Harris, a 3-2 up. The payoff pitch, fouling yet another one back. I believe we're looking at pitch number 8 coming up here for Tyler Morgan. Three-two yet again. Breaking ball trails off the plate. Walk number 1, walk number 10 for Cimenti as Morgan gets the free pass. Strikeout and a walk apiece now for Cimenti. No outs on the board, runner on for Alex Rivera. He sent a shot opposite field. Long pop out his first time through. He sends one to third. Moss fields it, goes to second. 5, 4, not 3. Unable to turn 2. A little bit of hesitation at second from Daniel Sanchez as he had to pump on the throw. Maybe some contact on the play from Tyler Morgan on the slide. So that'll just go down as a 5-4 fielder's choice. And Rivera and Morgan, two catchers from Tamarack, Florida, trading place at first. And we got the courtesy runner as the starting catcher this time exits. Looks like that's number 3 entering play for the Hooks. Make that Ryan Carlon, Oklahoma Christian senior, all the way from St. Louis. Fastball inside, 1-0 the count. Carlon out there here in game number 20. Not much of a stolen bag threat, just the one on the season. And very conservative lead from him over at first. 1-0, slice in the left. Going back is Lindsay. That'll go over his head. One hop the fence. The go sign, or rather, as I say, that hold sign up at third for Carlon. As we got 2 runners now in scoring position. As Carolan moves the third in a double off the bat of Marcel Harris. But it's a pair of hooks in scoring position and an RBI opportunity for Michael Manocchio. Hooks have started to find the bats here. They've chased Daniel Gregory out, who's having himself an excellent day. Again, the strikeout numbers weren't quite there, but the command certainly was until it wasn't. And it was a quick hook here against the Hooks for Gregory as the starter. 0-1 count. Got run number 2, 90 feet away. Run number 3, a $1.80 here for Minocchio. Down the count 0-1. Make that 1-1. Minocchio popped out way of Jake Figman in right field in his first time up. 1-1 pitch coming from Shabenti, well inside, 2-1. Dancing away from danger there does Michael, second baseman. 10 spot and Brad Dunn. Looking to get another opportunity. It was walk number 2 on the day for Gregory. He placed the on-deck circle, and then we got the top of the order. Another one sent back. Evens count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on here in scoring position. As the lights are starting to take over here at North Broward Prep. The 2-2. And that one catches the inside foot. Someone tell Luca Lawrence as he comes full sprinting in from first base. I would love to see his 40 time on that one. Probably clocked in at a 4.50. Love the hustle from Lawrence, even if it was for no need and collapse coming from his dugout. But that is a hit by pitch, which isn't as much of a laughing matter as now the bases are juiced of hooks for the second straight inning. Looks like third base coach coming in, covering his mouth with some special instructions now for Brad Dunn. He's got a real RBI opportunity here. Hooks teammates as far as the eye can see. And Luis Ezra. Just like to have a chat here with Chimenti. It's Tyler. Check that. It's the courtesy runner of Carlon at third, followed by Marcel Harris after his double residing on second. And that's going to be looks like it'll be another call to the bullpen, as we'll have arm number 3 coming to the game here for the Wave. Looks like Ney Serrano will get a go from the mound. Man number 3 for the Wave comes in the same exact situation which Chimenti came in from third. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wave holding on to a 5-1 lead. Thank all to have tuned in tonight. Clock strikes 8:18 here in Coconut Creek, Florida, just off of Lyons Road here in North Broward Prep. Had about 59, 60 of you guys in here tonight. Got 10 currently tuning in. We appreciate all of you tuning in for tonight's SFCBL action. Bases juiced of hooks. One out on the board. New man on the mound is Nay Serrano as he gets a quick swinging strike to Brad Dunn. Runner on third is the courtesy runner of Carlon. Harris on second. And Minocchio on third, or sorry, on first rather. 0-1 count now. In there, strike two. Coming up firing here. The first two pitches is Serrano. Nate is currently in a gap year. Sophomore, originally from Fort Myers, Florida. It's only game number 3 for. Oh, sorry. I got the wrong roster up. My bad. That one's lined overhead of Luca Lawrence. That's going to score at least one. Coming home from second and scoring. And getting away, the runner coming in from third, diving in unsuccessfully. There was Minocchio. Two runners scoring on the play, though. Corlon and Harris coming around to score on the 2 RBI double off the bat of Brad Dunn to record the out at home, but the Hooks will happily trade the 1 out for the 2 runs on the play. Got ourselves a 5-3 ball game here. It was all wave here early on, and now the Hooks have put up runs on the board in back-to-back innings. Big giddy there from Michael Minocchio. Probably rather go down as a single rather than a double, but regardless, 2 RBIs on the board for Brad Dunn as we move our way back to the top with Johnny Lopez. He's looking for his first hit today. It's actually Rowan Placencia who's on the mound for the Wave, number 6 out of Western Oklahoma State College, freshman from Miami for the Wave. This is game number 2, another late addition as he gets a swinging strike from Lopez. Went 3 innings of work in a 9-7 loss against the Lightning back on the 28th. Gave up 1 run, which was not earned, on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout facing 13 members of the Lightning. As Lopez holds back, now up in the count 3-1. Here in our Mizuno game of the day, Hooks have made it a ball game. 3-1 pitch coming in. Sent down the line and left, and a fence is closely approaching Jason Moss, and this time he'll have to concede as that trails over the fence. Pesky corners sticking out at first and third as Moss watched that one just sail out. 6-1 Rowan Placencia, arm number 3. It was Daniel Gregory who got the start, went 2 2/3, left the bases loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the third, or top of the third inning. Oh, I had it right first time, bottom of the third inning. Sliced into right off the bat of Johnny Lopez, giving chase is Figman. That'll get down in right center. Lopez has aspirations of a triple. Throw in from Figman. Will not be in time. That is a stand-up RBI triple. Throw a little closer than he probably thought it would be. But an RBI triple off the bat of Johnny Lopez brings the lead now just to 1 for the Wave. Brad Dunn, he comes around to score after his 2 RBI single. And this is a 5-4 ball game, folks. It was all Wave, and now the Hooks have certainly taken a grasp of the momentum. Lopez's RBI triple. Florida Atlantic has some talent coming their way, and Johnny Lopez, that's triple number 4. He's got twice as many triples as he has doubles. The speed on display there as he was motoring around the bases. Make that RBI number 8 for All-Star Johnny Lopez. And now Andrew Alvarez, he's 1 for 2 today, gets his 3rd attempt. For Brad Dunn, those were RBIs 7 and 8 in run number 5. 10-hole man having an impact here in the 4th inning. 0-2 count. Just getting the end of the bat on it there did Alvarez. As Rowan Placencia would love to get himself out of this jam. The 0-2 pitch coming from Rowan, breaking ball well over the head of Andrew Alvarez. Springing to his feet there does Jacob Estrada. All 5'10" Andrew Alvarez got out of the way of that one. That might have been over his head even if it was about 6'4". Now 1-2 count. Lopez residing on third. Dalton Needle. He waits in the on-deck circle. 1-2 coming home from Placencia. Breaking ball in there. Call strike 3. He puts a K up on the board as the hooks leave Johnny Lopez stranded over at third. Placencia gets his first strikeout of the game. Make that strikeout number 2 on the season. As a 5-0 game has turned into a 5-4 ball game, anybody's game here. As we now roll back to the top of the 5th inning, Jacob Kelly here for the SFCBL YouTube channel. There's nothing better than leaving the park to get some cold beers, hot chicken wings, and great times with friends and family at the Duck Tavern. All SFCBL athletes, staff, and family get 20% off. Just mention this ad read and you will have 20% taken off your bill. Located at 5901 North Federal Highway. Come on in for good food and good vibes at the Duck Tavern. Juan Carcenega gets things going here back on the mound for the Hooks. It's 3-4-5 as the Wave looks to take back momentum here. Again, they open up the game 5-0 lead through 3 innings of play. And then the last 2 innings saw the Hooks score 4 unanswered runs, making this a 1-run ball game. Again, massive implications on the line. These 2 teams in the South currently sit a half game apart from each other, and both with realistic opportunities of grabbing the final spot in the South. It's going to be a battle between the Ducks, the ex-team The Wave and the Hooks trying to get their way into having a bid for the SFCBL 2025 championship. 3-0 count, make it 3-1. Called strike to Jacob Estrada. This one's chopped to short. Lopez fields, fires in time for out number 1. 1 for 3 day. Now for Estrada. RBI double in the first, brought home the first run, courtesy of Jackson Lindsay, as he will slowly take his trot back to the away team dugout. So 1 out on the board. Make it the new third baseman, Jason Moss. Started the game as the designated hitter, took the place of Jesse Chimente when Chimente took the mound. He has stayed at third, stays at the spot in the batting order as he lines one just out of play, third. One hops the fence over there. Call strike 2. Hopped up, should be playable. Needle over and fields it just out of camera shot for out number 2. Extra space being kind to the Hooks first baseman. As Moss goes down, momentum so far staying with the Hooks. Battling back here in this one. Eager to bring the bats back up here in the bottom half of the inning. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 themselves when they get to pick up the bats. But for now, still got one more out. So that misses outside 1-0 for Julian Gaston. Gaston popped out to left and then walked. Breaking ball, not quite. Downstairs, maybe a bit outside. 2-0 the count. Gaston came around to score from an error from Brad Dunn in right. Saw Daniel Sanchez get all the way over to third on the play. 2-1 count now. Decent crowd on hand here at North Broward Prep. Stands mildly filled up here for the action. Just about a week left in the regular season. Not a lot of opportunities. Make sure you come out to the park. Or if unable due to distance or any other reason, I'm happy to have you here on the SFCBL YouTube channel. We'll be running almost a game a day for the remainder of the schedule. A day off on Friday, day off on Sunday from broadcasting. Otherwise, we'll be taking you the distance tomorrow. Early morning action over at Sable Pines. 2 teams that, as of today, are in the playoffs. As that one is lined to right. Brad Dunn takes a bit of an odd angle to it, but he does eventually get to it. As they put up out number 3, we'll tell you more about tomorrow's matchup when we come back. We've played our way to the bottom of the 5th. Hooks are hot, 4 unanswered runs. We'll see what they do this time, picking up the bats, looking to put up a run for the 3rd consecutive inning. Here from North Broward Prep, 5-4 ball game. Wave and Hooks. Homeowners of South Florida, 5 boroughs of New York and New Jersey, we have the one-stop shop for all your home remodeling needs with GMNO Construction. GMNO specializes in kitchens, bathrooms, complete remodels, and new construction. Call 973-315-7411. That is 973-315-7411 for a free quote today. You want to take a look at their work, go over to Instagram, GMNO_construction. See all the lovely work that Vince and his crew put on over there. GMNO Construction, proud partner of the SFCBL. Rowan Placencia back on the mound. Third arm up there for the Wave. He's trying to keep this just a one-run ball game, trying to stop the bleeding they've seen in the last 2 innings. Hook's got just about exactly who they'd like to come up here at the plate at this time to keep the action rolling. Dalton Needle, Daniel Pratt, and J.C. Hernandez. 3, 4, 5 all due up here for the Hooks. Needle looking for his first hit today. 0 for 1, popped out to right and walks. Watches a breaking ball come back over the plate. 1-2 now for Needle. 1-2 pitch coming from Placencia. That's well up high. Gets away from the outstretched glove of Jacob Estrada. Evens count at 2-2. Pratt in the on deck circle comes to retrieve the ball. And come back. 2-2 pitch from Placencia. Chop to first. Rolling over there does Needle. Luca Lawrence able to field it and slap tag on the base for the first out here in the inning. Mentioned tomorrow, we will be back out bright and early, 10 a.m. from Sable Pines. First time we'll be getting to see Sable Pines this year on the SFCBL network. Battle between Southern Division foes entering today first in the South versus third in the South. The West Boca Snappers traveling down to Coconut Creek to take on the Diamond Ducks. Snappers sitting at 22-8. Diamond Ducks looking to hit 500 in conference play, 15-16, currently 7.5 games back of the top team in the South, the Diamond Ducks. Or sorry, the Snappers. Pitch from Placencia, fastball misses inside. This is Daniel Pratt. He's also searching for his first hit. He's also 0 for 1 with a walk his last time up. His walk saw the bases loaded, and they were left loaded as J.C. Hernandez was striked out. 2 strikes on the board for Pratt as he calls time. Keep looking at the scoreboard across the league as these games are getting more and more important. Palm Beach Gardens Matadors stretching out the lead now 9-2, top of the 8th. Take a commanding lead in that one, trying to match the win earlier today by the Beach Boys. Grounder to short. Pangalo feels it, fires inside for out number 2. Beach Boys and Matadors just about neck and neck there in the north. Lightning comfortably ahead of the Bucks 11-2 there in the 7th. So those two games look like cruise control from the Matadors and the Lightning. Meanwhile, here we got a barn burner 5-4 game here in the bottom of the 5th. So J.C. Hernandez, again mentioned, struck out swinging. Big swing and a miss there. Struck out swinging with the bases loaded to Jesse Chimente, was the first man that Chimente faced when coming into the game. He was able to get him down as he pops that one back out of play. At one point, the sky matched the baby blue of the wave, now certainly more resembling the wave. And beautiful shot here. You can see the blend. You still got the baby blue to the left, and it gets darker and darker to your right, going west to east here in camera shot. That one's fouled back. Wind has certainly come down here. None to speak of at the moment. Very little humidity. And I say that relative, of course. It's always somewhat humid here during the summer in Florida. Those you live down here, you know, those of you who haven't got to experience, it's always humid. It's always sticky. Right now, it's about as nice as it can be here at 8:38 down here in Coconut Creek, Florida. From Placencia, popped up and a left. Coming over is Lindsey and Gaston, and eventually it is Lindsey. 1, 2, 3 inning. Goes 3, 4, 5 in the order for the Hooks. Scoreless inning of play. First time this entire game we've seen both teams fail to score here in the inning. 5 full innings of work. We're past the halfway point here in North Broward Prep. Anybody's ball game. Wave. Come back up to the plate when we come back. Athletes, are you looking to take your game to the next level? Professional and Olympic athletes train with Mike Barwis and his staff because they know they will receive the most advanced, scientifically based, holistic, and cutting edge athletic training. Go to barwis.com, and it's Barwis, BARWIS.com, to book a tour and check out all the training programs they offer. Top of the sixth here at North Broward Prep. Colin Cartanga holds a spot on the mound. At one point, Colin led the league in ERA. Saw that ERA rise just a little bit. At the time, 2 weeks ago, was .83. Now, see it slightly rise to 3.0. Still a 2-1 record. The University of North Florida product out of Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale through and through, as he wanted the strike three call. Looks like our home plate umpire says that was a little down. My crowd to my left tends to disagree with that. 2 strikes on the board. Pitch high and probably a bit away, because we're now at the bottom of the order with Luca Lawrence. Misses down. Excuse me. Got a pinch hitter coming in. Didn't think we were at the bottom of the order. This is number 37, Ed Wood, coming into the game. That misses downstairs, and again, the Hooks think they've got strike 3, and instead, pinch hitter Wood takes his base. So that's the end of the day for Jake Figman, it appears. He struck out twice. Now Wood comes in with a walk. Jake exits right field, and I'm sure Wood will be taking his place there. And I'm sure Wood is looking to have a slightly better time than He did the first time I got to commentate a game for him this year, back against the Lightning. Jake Wood putting his body on the line, running face first into the fence and right over at Pompano Park. Just shows the dedication on display there. Had to exit the game due to injuries, but was just more. So some scratches in the moment, certainly painful as he laid his body on the line trying to make a play against the Lightning. That one gets past Alex Rivera. So Wood now moving into scoring position. The Wave would love to see a run come by here as they've been held scoreless since the third. Hooks 4 runs unanswered. Cartanga down the count 2-0 here to Daniel Sanchez. That one catches the outside third, 2-1. Sanchez was hit by a pitch his first time up, and then an error from the right fielder Brad Dunn on a liner. There's barely any sun at the time at all. Difficult play out there as he is sent down on strikes. First time of the day, Sanchez fails to get aboard, puts one out on with one man in scoring position for Spencer Freer. Spencer looking to avoid the hat trick of strikeouts as he's struck out swinging both times that he's gotten to the plate today. And their called strike. Spencer with a black torpedo bat. Don't see a whole lot of torpedo bats, but there's still a few legal here in the SFCBO. Of course, popularized beginning of the MLB season by the Yankees. Ooh, Wood electing to hold a spot at second. To test it out the arm there of Rivera. But yeah, you move the weight of the bat down a little bit closer down the barrel. Try and find that sweet spot. 1-1 pitch from Cartanga. This one sent to second. Minocchio fires the first in the dirt, but fielded by Needle. Wood put out number 2. But Ed Wood does advance 90 feet. He'll be 90 feet away from run number 6 for the Wave. It looks like we will have yet another pinch hitter coming into play. The heavy hitters coming out here, and now Hunter St. Dennis, yet another all-star that enters play. All 6'4", 225 from the University of Maine, originally from Gaithersburg, Maryland. You now find your 9-hole hitter hitting 429 on the season. I mentioned covering the Wave early on the season against the Lightning. At the time, St. Dennis was hitting over the 500 mark. He now hits a measly 429. So Luca Lawrence exits today. 0 for 1, struck out and was hit by a pitch. For Hunter St. Dennis. St. Dennis with 2 home runs on the season. He's got 20 run contributions, 10 apiece runs and RBIs. Got an OBP of 478, slugging 714 here on the season with a week left. That's downstairs. Just slightly gets away from Rivera. Not much before Wood to consider moving up. His dugout would chirp at him otherwise. Real decisive moment here. 2 outs. Wave trying to take back some momentum. Breaking ball, slap into center. St. Dennis just getting underneath it, coming over is done, and he fields it for the final out. The Wave strand one over at third, way of Ed Wood. One pinch hitter strands another. Your scoreline remains 5-4 here. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Anybody's ball game here at North Broward Prep in Coconut Creek, Florida. Netting professionals will exponentially improve the quality of your facility equipment. They have L screens, batting cages, turf, netting, and so much more to take care of your athletic facility needs. Trusted by Division One athletic programs, go to nettingpros.com and check out what netting professionals can do for you. Third inning on the mound for Rowan Placencia. Trying to keep this a 5-4 ball game. The Hooks trying to keep it rolling. 4 unanswered runs. Here as we're in the bottom of the 6th from North Broward Prep, home of the Hooks and the Coconut Creek X team. So that one's lined back. You got middle of the lineup, middle to bottom, with Tyler Morgan, Alex Rivera, and Marcel Harris. All of which have already got on today. Morgan walked his last time up. He was called out at second on a fielder's choice off the bat of Alex Rivera. Pitch from Placencia misses down. Believe it or not, this is the first time these two teams have played this season. Oh, scratch it. First time. Second time. Second time these two teams have played this season. 2 games that they were supposed to play a doubleheader back on the 25th were canceled due to weather. Previous matchup was back on June 10th, so just about exactly a month ago from today. Was here at North Broward Prep 9-8 ball game. So these two teams really as close as it gets. 1 run separating them back on the 10th of June. And that holds true today. Just the 1 run. The Wave took that one and are currently in line to do so again here today. Not if Alex Rivera has anything to say about it. Rivera, just mentioned, grounded to third, throw went over to second, and the slide from Tyler Morgan caused some hesitation from Daniel Sanchez, which allowed Rivera to get to first safely. His courtesy runner, Coralon, came in and eventually came around to score. So, indirectly, scoring a run did Rivera, who the courtesy runner off the bat of Brad Dunn. Also saw Marcel Harris come around to score on that play, did Dunn. Harris will See coming up next. 2 strikes now for Rivera. Moderate lead over at first from Morgan. And he's on the move. Breaking ball left up. Throw down is in time. Tag is good. Puts it out on the board. Not the best of jumps from Morgan. Not known for the wheels as he's on the move there. And it based off the conversation from the third base coach, that was not the idea. Bit of a miscommunication there between third base coach and extra hitter. That eliminates the runner on the base paths, and that's 2 pitches, 2 outs. As down on strikes goes Rivera. So absolutely not what the Hooks wanted to see. You get the runner on, open up the inning. He's gunned down the very next pitch. A strikeout, and Hooks coach, third base coach, is absolutely letting the dugout have it. Not pleased. These are very meaningful games that you cannot afford to see any mental errors in. And some sort of miscommunication there between himself and Morgan. So now, 2 outs on the board for Marcel Harris. We've already seen power off of his bat. He doubled one into the left center gap earlier on today, and then came around to score off the bat of Brad Dunn. The 1-1 pitch sent down the line and left has some power, but that'll slice out of play. Just ahead of it that time was Harris. Hooks coaching staff still very much displeased from that play. 2 strikes and well outside the strike zone. Chase there does Marcel Harris. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rowan Placencia. And your scoreline remains locked up at 5-4. Who will blink? The Wave are more than happy to see this one carry on. We played 6 full innings, top of 7. Colin Cartanga, step into the mound. We'll be right back. Top of the seventh, 5-4. Wave holding on to a 1-run lead. Got defensive positioning change here for the Hooks. Comes to the game at catcher is Tyler Morgan. He was the extra hitter as that one is skied to second. Underneath it is Michael Minocchio. And that's one quick out on the board for the Wave. So Rivera now goes to the extra hitter. That's Tyler Morgan. He'll be playing catch with Colin Cartanga. Cartanga's been perfect since coming in. Has not allowed a run. He's really steadied the ship on the mound for the Hooks. That one misses down low, 1-0. That was Connor Pangalo. Popped out for the second time today. So it's the top of the order now with Jackson Lindsay. As of now, would likely be the player of the game if the Wave hold on. Walked, scored, 2 RBI single, stole a couple bases. Has done everything asked of him up to this point. Watch that one just kiss the inside. The 1-1 that's sent out of play. That one maybe made its way over to the softball field here at North Broward Prep. You got ball field here, smaller softball field to our right, way beyond the right field wall. Definitely can't see it now. Really nice football field they got over here. Really nice facility here at North Broward Preparatory School. 1-2. Breaking ball, not quite. Hartsanga and Morgan both tried to call that one for a home plate umpire. Again, saying not so fast. So 2-2 count for Lindsay. 2-2 coming from Cartanga. Downstairs again. This time just a bit lower. Popped out of the glove of Morgan. Count runs full. No action brewing in either team bullpen. It's been smooth sailing for Cartanga on one side and Placencia on the other. 3-2. Popped up. That will be playable. Giving chase is Needle and Morgan. It's Needle that calls him off for out number 2. It's a big out here at the top of the order for the Wave. It's back-to-back pop outs to first, matter of fact, for Lindsay. So again, it's the new extra hitter, or sorry, designated hitter for the Wave, Chase Cook. He now at the 2 spot as Jesse Chimenti has exited today's outing after he came off of the mound. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Has him down at the count 0-1. And check swing he did 0-2. Looks like back-to-back changeups there from Cartanga as he is dealing one of the best arms the SFCBL has, without a doubt. And he's really steadied the ship for his Hooks team. He just needs the bats on the other side to come through. The 0-2, very similar location. Throw down to first in time as a effortless inning on the mound from Cartanga. Barely broke a sweat as the All-Star has come in relief and he's provided some very, very solid innings for this Hooks team. But they need to pick up the offense here. Not a lot of time to work with. Just down one, but they haven't been able to shorten it since they got there in the first place. We'll be stretching here as we move to the bottom of the seventh inning. And North Broward prep Jacob Kelly for the SFCBL YouTube channel. Not a whole lot of baseball left in the game. Not a whole lot of baseball left here in the regular season. Playoff spot still up for grabs, and these two teams have an eye on it. We'll be back for the finish of this one in a few moments. Here, the Mizuno game of the day. Go get your Mizuno bats, gloves, batting gloves, and catcher's gear, all for heavily discounted rates. Only place you can do so, SFCBL Mizuno storefront. Find that on the SFCBL website. Click the banner at the top of the page, and you'll be directed to SFCBL Mizuno prices, the best baseball equipment on the market. This is one of two games still in action. Lightning end up finishing the Bucks in 7 innings. That was a 12-10 mercy over at Little Fenway. And then bottom of the ninth, Matadors firmly in control over the Extreme 11-4 as that one looks to be soon coming to a close. And as the Matadors trying to stay alive in the playoff race. Got action currently underway in the Hooks bullpen. And we've already seen a member of the Wave come in relief out of the field in Jesse Chimente. It looks like Johnny Lopez is getting loose down in the bullpen. Which is interesting because he's due up here in this inning. So we'll see what the Hooks ultimately elect to do with him. As it's going to be Minocchio, Brad Dunn, and Johnny Lopez. And with the Hooks needing put a run up on the board, taking away arguably your top option at this point before he gets to swing might be a choice they would live to regret. And with that being said, Lopez is now exited the bullpen and is making his way back to the dugout. So likelihood is he does intend to take his at bat here in the bottom of the seventh. 3-2, strike three. As these pitchers are having themselves a day. Now Rowan Placencia on the mound. He has been fearless. He has been lethal on the mound for the Wave as Minocchio goes down for the first time. Now it's Brad Dunn. He's had himself a decent day down at the bottom of the lineup, and decent's maybe being a bit unfair. He's had a very solid day. Walk, 2 RBI single his last time up as a breaking pitch trails off the plate 1-0. There is somebody idling down in the Wave bullpen. Doesn't look like they're getting ready to go. Couple arms down there, matter of fact, as that will trickle out of play. And why would you take Placencia out of this one? He's been dealing. Cartanga on the other side has as well. Second arm for the Hooks and the third for the Wave on the day. Have kept their ball clubs in it up to this point. The 1-1 to Dunn left well upstairs, 2-1. 2-1 from Placencia. Left over the plate, and that is sent well out of play. Having chased as Moss as he's reluctant to let it go, but sails over the fence. And cracks to the bat even from the batting cages behind the home dugout, so bunch of action going around the park. A very busy Lions Road just out of shot to our left. Matter of fact, you can even see some of the lights passing by. Here in the heart of Coconut Creek, Florida, just a bit south of Boca Raton. Two balls, two strikes. Critical pitch here for Placencia. Misses outside as the count runs full. That one smacks against the chain link fence directly behind the net. Full count. Top lineup due up next. Placencia. That misses downstairs. 3-2. Turns into ball four as Brad Dunn has gotten the board each of his 3 plate appearances. He exchanged pleasantries down at first with Hunter St. Dennis. Had a few opportunities to chat with St. Dennis. Very fun kid, down to earth, enjoying his time down here in South Florida. Again, playing his ball over at University of Maine, originally from Maryland. Enjoying his time down here in the SFCBL. So while Dunn and St. Dennis changed phone numbers out at first, that's lying back where it came from. Dunn thinks about going to 3. Actually, said to throw it back into second and nearly catches Brad Dunn off the bag. Johnny Lopez gets aboard yet again. Walk, RBI triple, and now a single there on the first pitch of the at bat. So this is right what the Hooks need, and I feel like we've said that a few times here in the broadcast, and it's ultimately led to whoever was on the mound at the time getting out of danger, and on both sides really. Both sides have seen team or players go up to scoring position seemingly at will, and then they watch the men on the mound be able to rally themselves. Line to the left, that will get down. We'll see the call at third. He is going. Throw in at home is off, and Brad Dunn comes around to score. RBI single. Andrew Alvarez, his first hit of the day, ties this one up at 5 apiece. Lopez on the play goes from first to third. So the Hooks very much in store potentially here for more damage as we're here at the top of the lineup. Alvarez, first pitch swinging. Gets into left and then Dunn on his horse, no doubt about it. He comes around to score. 5s apiece, just 1 out on the board. The Wave would love a ground ball here as the middle infield moves into double play depth. Now for Dalton Needle. Alvarez holds at first. Fastball misses low and away. 1-0 the count. Tension certainly building here in the game as we are tied for the first time since all the way back in the first inning when we opened up the action today. That was short-lived as the Wave quickly put offense up. Just 3 batters in, RBI double from Estrada. So we've barely had any time at all today when these two knotted up. But now rejoined at 5 apiece. The 1-0 makes 2-0. Alvarez at first, Lopez on third, runners at the corners. Alvarez doesn't typically scoot around the bases, just one stolen base, but again, considering the circumstances, runners on the corners, does he test it? He does not. The 2-0, that's in there. Changeup, 2-1. There's already been miscommunication on the base paths once here, last inning. Miscommunication between third base coach and Tyler Morgan, as Morgan thought he was given the steal sign. And Hook's third base coach was adamant that that is not what he was told. Looks like no signs coming over. So it looks like again he will be holding that. He is. The 3-1 becomes a walk. Bases juiced of Hooks. His Needle gets the free pass. And Daniel Pratt, the biggest at bat of the game so far. And he will be going against a fresh arm from the Wave. Ron Placencia, just about as good of an outing as he could have, but started to run out of juice here in the 7th. Sees the game-tying run come across to score, so he exits as his Wave teammates exit the dugout to greet him. And the new arm comes in from the center field bullpen. We will take a break and introduce you to our new man on the mound for the Wave. Go, 5-5 ball game. Wave and the Hooks here. Both teams looking for the final playoff spot. They got a lot of work to do here over the last week of season, but it is within reach. Runners all over the base paths here for the Hooks as Preston Hoffman enters play, and he's quickly down the count 2-0. Daniel Pratt here, the biggest at bat of the game up to this point, looking to give the Hooks their first lead of the day. 2-0 sent out of play down the line. It's Johnny Lopez on third. Andrew Alvarez, whose RBI single brought home Brad Dunn on second. And then a walk from Rowan Placencia. Put Dalton Needle on first. So you got the first three up for the Hooks. All eyes now on the 4-hole hitter and Pratt. The 2-1 breaking ball, that's in there. 2-2. This will be a massive out to get for Coffin here coming to the game in a very uncomfortable position. The 2-2 pitch, that's outside. 3-2. This is the third straight member of the Wave that have entered the game with the bases loaded. They've been asking a lot of their relievers. Now Kaufman, his 3-2. That actually gets a piece of Pratt, and that's going to bring home a run. The Hooks have their first lead of the ball game. Johnny Lopez comes home to score. He's got an RBI, and now he's scored himself as the Hooks have taken the lead today for the first time. 6-5, your score line reads. Now J.C. Hernandez would love to keep the line going. Lopez came to score. Alvarez advances to third, as that one's in there catching the outside. 0-1. Alvarez to third, Needle to second, and Pratt now at first as the corners move in. St. Dennis all the way on the grass over at first. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Jason Moss a little further back. A few paces back of the grass. The 0-2 just gets the top of the netting here. Count remains 0-2. Coffin deals. The 0-2 swung on, swung through, strike three. Strikeout number 1, strikeout number 16 on the season for Preston Kaufman. Coffin enters the game. This is his 8th game of the season. He's been riding the wave all season long. This game number 8, 5 of which have been out of the bullpen. 6.86 ERA, now 20 full innings pitched. Now 16 strikeouts, 15 walks, 24 hits allowed. 0-3 record on the season. His last time out took place in a 13-7 loss against the X team, giving up 2, both of which were earned. The Waiver trying to break the curse of Kaufman. The Wave have yet to win a game in which Preston Kaufman has made an appearance. What a time to get win number 1. Of Kaufman for the Wave this year. No better timing here. With just a week left in the season. The 1-2. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nowhere to put Hernandez. He singled his first time he came up to the plate. They would love another one here. That misses downstairs and back to full count. Last time he got here, Coffin plunked the 4-hole of Pratt. Runners will be on the move here with 2 gone. No bigger moment so far in the game. The payoff pitch from Kaufman. Outside, ball 4. That'll score another. The Hooks have rallied from 5-0 down now to take a 7-5 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They have stuck with it and now find themselves up 2. Johnny Lopez back down in the bullpen, getting loose. As that one gets past Estrada, another run will come around to score. This time, Dalton Needle. All things going right for the Hooks. Runners advance on the play. Second and third now. Still 2 outs. And Alex Rivera would love just to keep this motoring along. It's been a long half of an inning. Hooks have doubled their run output on the game here. As that misses low. 2-0 the count. Rivera looking for his first hit. He's already gotten on once. 5-4 fielder's choice, which saw Tyler Morgan thrown out, and then his courtesy runner eventually came around to score. And misses out 3-1 the count. Marcel Harris waits in the on deck circle. He's already doubled once today. That misses inside, and that'll be another free pass. As Coffin has not found his control here. 3 straight walks and a hit by pitch. And that's going to spring some life again down the bullpen for the Wave. This time it looks like that'll be, I know I'm going to butcher this, Josh Megdapore. That was my best attempt. He motors down to the bullpen out in right center. Josh 1-1 on the season, 7.71 ERAs, looking for double-digit appearances as he marches down to the bullpen. Much needed strike there for Kaufman. 1-1 to Marcel Harris. He's 1 for 3. Grounded out, doubled, and struck out swinging on the docket today. Grounder to short, getting the eyesight there, and that fools the shortstop in stride. Tyler Morgan, pretty much exactly in line with the ball. Connor Pangolo unable to keep his eye on the ball. So that's an RBI single for Marcel Harris. That brings home Daniel Pratt as your scoreline reads now 9-5 way of the Hooks. Grounder to third. It's going to be a difficult play. Moss chases in, fields it, fires in time. The scoop from St. Denis. The long-awaited third out on the board for the Wave, but not before the Hooks strike with 5, as we are now in a 9-5 ball game. We saw Johnny Lopez getting warmed up in the bullpen. He will take the place on the mound, 6 outs away from a Hooks victory. We'll be back for the 8th inning of play. As mentioned, Johnny Lopez takes a spot on the mound. Colin Artanga exits the game after excellent outing, kept his Hooks team in it. And he makes way for Lopez. Lopez comes in from the field after he brought in a run in the last inning, an RBI single, or excuse me, a single, and he eventually came around to score. It was an RBI triple, and he eventually came around to score, and then singled, and again, eventually came around to score. So 2 runs on the board and an RBI from Lopez, and now will take the mound as he faces off here against 3, 4, 5, and this is where you want to be if you're the Wave. Estrada, Moss, and Gaston all due up here in the top of the 8th with 6 outs to work with. Replacing Lopez at short is Andrew Alvarez. He moves over from third, and then it's Anthony Trelongo who enters the game now at third. So that sorts out everything. Lopez enters on the mound, and will look to get the 6-out save. FAU freshman from Coral Springs fires it in for a strike. This is outing number 6 on the mound for Lopez. Got a 1-1 record, a 10 ERA. He's got a 1-for-1 innings to strikeout ratio, and he got 9s across, 9 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 9 walks. His last time out was on the mound, at least. Was back on the 5th of this month. Pitched 1 inning in a 7-6 loss against the Lions. Just went that 1 inning. Went 1-2-3, striking out 1, facing 3. That one sent deep into center field, giving chases J.C. Hernandez. He is underneath it for the loud first out here in the inning. Johnny's win came in a inning and a third effort against the X-team. Battle of North Broward Prep back on the 13th, and that one was a barn burner. 11-10, they took it, giving up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout, facing 12 there that day. So the best pitcher on the Hooks gives way for arguably the best overall player now in Lopez, as he's able to get the first out of the inning. Breaking ball in there, 0-1 now to Jason Moss after Estrada's pop out. Set to third, that'll get through. Single off the bat of Jason Moss. He gets on for the 3rd time today, just the first hit though. They'll take him how they can get him. The Wave need offense and they need it quickly. They were holding on for a long time as the bats dried up. They have yet to see a run score post the 3rd inning. So it's Julian Gaston. Just getting a piece of those Julian. Interestingly, the infield shifting to our left for the left-handed Gaston, leaving a whole lot of room on the right side of the infield. You guys see it at home. I mean, you could park about a bus and a half between first and second, with Pinocchio playing really close to the bag at second. Double play depth here. On the move is Moss. That ball down. No throw, as second stolen base on the day for Jason Moss, as he can scoot around the base paths. There's a runner on scoring position for the Wave. 1-0. Make that 2-0. Just able to hold back. Does Gaston. Ed Wood waits in the on-deck circle. Make that a 2-1 count, rather, not 2-0. And moving to third is Moss, trying to get Lopez sleeping, and that he does. Very close call at third. Bang, bang. Goes the way of Moss as he catches Lopez sleeping on the mound. So Moss moves 90 feet away from being run number 6. Two one makes it 3-1. Action still underway in the way bullpen. 3-1, foul back, count runs full. Lefty getting loose down there. And Josh Megdapore. A 3-2 from Lopez. Inside. Call strike three. As Gasson goes down looking. Puts 2 outs on the board. Moss still 90 feet away. Now for number 37, Ed Wood. Ed Wood attending Kaiser. And the SFCBL is the home of the Iguanas way up north. Originally from Royal Palm Beach. Dead 150 hitter. As the break ball's in there. Looking for RBI number 8 on the season. Got an OBP entering 400. Does Ed Wood. 0-1, making a 1-1 count for Wood. Daniel Sanchez now steps up in the on-deck circle. They need runs, and they need it now. We just 4 outs to play with. Down 4. The 1-1 from Lopez. Late break. Just getting a piece of it does Wood. And now Lopez. Strike away. Sending his hooks to the bottom of the 8th. Looking for some insurance runs. They enter the 7th. Down by 1. They left it up by 4. And now they head to the bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back strikeouts from Johnny Lopez. Up 9-5 here in North Broward Prep. 3 outs left for the Wave. Ed Wood did not like the call there. Jacob Kelly for the SFCBL. Josh Megdapore comes in from the bullpen. We will be back for the bottom of the 8th here in just a moment. Mount St. Pleasant, South Carolina's own Josh Magdepour, one of 95,000 to call Mount Pleasant home, takes the mound here, looking to keep this just a 4-run game. I misspoke when I said Johnny Lopez in line for a 6 out save. Versus just of course with a 4-run lead, not eligible for the save. But they'll take the wins as they get them right now. At this point in the season, again, third place still very much in reach. 1-1 count now. Magdepour takes the mound, the 1-1 record on the season. This is double-digit appearances now for Josh. Number 10. He's gone 11 and 2/3 innings pitched, 16 Ks, 20 walks here for the Wave. He's even got an at bat in the season. He did strike out, but love seeing the position pairs get their the pitchers get their opportunity in the batter's box. I'm not sure what's more fun, the watching the pitchers hit or the hitters pitch. Probably leans slightly towards the position players hit or pitch rather. Got to see Spencer Freer pitch in our last time seeing the Wave here on the SFCBL YouTube channel. Call strike, unable to hold back on it. Did Brad Dunn. So he goes down on strikes. And there goes the replacement for Johnny Lopez. That's Anthony Trelongo. That takes the right-handed batter's box. Called ball well upstairs on Trelongo. Speaking of position players getting to pitch, he got to pitch earlier this year. One game against the Bucks and 7-1 victories. That's lined fair down the line and left. Wave protesting it in the moment, but at the moment it's looking like it's going to be a double as he puts on the brakes. The one spot has been very beneficial to the Hooks here today. As the one spot now good for 3 hits, a triple and a single from Lopez. And now Trelongo comes in with a double. That one just skipped over the bag at third. Moss and Magdepour definitely disagreed, but it's one of those bang-bang calls that no matter how you go, someone's going to be disappointed. So runner on second is Trelongo. Trelongo, 302 hitter in his own realm. So you clearly weren't losing a lot going to Trelongo from Lopez, because that's double number 5 now on the season here in game 22 for Anthony. 1-0 makes it 1-1 to Andrew Alvarez. Starts today at third, moved over to short after Johnny Lopez took over on the mound. He's got insurance runs staring at him across the diamond. Holds off on the breaking pitch, 2-1. Dalton Needle waits in the on-deck circle. Fastball outside, or excuse me, called strike, matter of fact, on the play. So count runs 2 balls, 2 strikes. Man on second for the 2-hole hitter in Alvarez. 2-2 from Magdepour. That's well outside on the heater. Count runs full as yet another arm goes down to the bullpen for the Wave. Looks like that's Tyler Ware out of the University of Fort Lauderdale, who's springing into action. The 3-2 fastball, not quite. As Alvarez gets on for the third time in 5 tries today. single twice, including RBI single, and he gets the free pass there. And Dalton Needle gets another go with 2 men on. Thank all of you who have tuned in today. Broadcast now about 3 hours and 12 minutes in. Had 100 of you come on in. Currently got 11 of you guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Chip Kelly here for the SFCBL YouTube channel. It's been a great game. Those of you maybe tuning in a little bit late as the count goes to 0-2. Wave went out to a 3-0 lead after the top of the top of the third rather. 1 run in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. And then it's been all hooks since then. 9 runs unanswered. Now 2 runners on. Opportunity for some insurance runs. Megdapore steps off the bag as the looks like Tyler Ware is now starting to get loose in the bullpen. The 0-2 swung on, swung through, strike 3. As Needle goes down on strikes for Megdapore. Make that 17 strikeouts on the season for the Rockingham Community College product. So Daniel Pratt, the 4-hole hitter, will get one more go as they get a flyover overhead. I don't even know where there's an airport near here for a plane to be flying that low. Pass ball, runners move up a base. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Fastball up. Strata stretching out just about as much as he can. Gets a glove on it. 2-0 for Pratt. 2 outs. Infield goes back to their normal position. A beautiful breaking pitch from Megdapore in there. Fire striking 2-1 count. If Pratt can keep the inning going, it'll be JC Hernandez due up next. 2 consecutive breaking balls, absolute peaches out of the left hand of Megdapore as he looks to get out of this inning with just a 4-run deficit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on a scoring position, 2 outs, fastball, not quite. Count runs full as Megdapore is in danger of walking. The base is loaded. Center fielder and Gaston playing well off his spot to our left, and that's going to be sent his way. That might get down. Shallow center field, and it does not. Highlight play from Julian Gaston sliding in. Feet first, getting a glove to it. Playing well over to his left. And he's able to show off the speed, get to that one before it dropped. Prevent further damage from putting on the board. So that's where we'll be entering the ninth at 9-5. The Hooks lead it. 3 outs to work with for the Wave. We'll see what Johnny Lopez has in store for them when we come back in the top of the ninth. Three outs for the Wave. Three outs from Johnny Lopez securing the victory for the Hooks. This is the last game of the action here today as the Palm Beach Gardens Matadors secure the W over at Spanish River over the Extreme. So this is the last we got here on July 9th. We appreciate y'all very much for tuning in. This was a last minute addition to the broadcasting schedule. Normally I'm behind the camera setting up everything on the technical side of things. We have excellent broadcasters in Lisa and Chris. The season running down, we got a few opportunities to commentate this year. Thought we'd jump in, give some shine to these two excellent ball clubs. And as things stand, it will be the Hooks taking it. But still action left, still a story left to be told. As up to the plate is Nicholas Perez. Got a pinch hitter here coming in. He comes in for Daniel Sanchez here towards the bottom of the lineup. It's going to be Perez, Freer, and then St. Dennis. They would love to get Hunter St. Dennis up to the plate with the runners in scoring position. Home run threat there in St. Dennis with one swing of the bat. Could make this a one-run ball game depending on how this at bat goes. And it looks like we will have back-to-back pinch hitters, matter of fact. So Spencer Freer's day has come to a close. And Kyle Maruna, he gets a go at the plate. Typically in as a pitcher. 6 appearances on the mound, listed pitcher for the Wave with a 0-1 record on the mound. Not a complete stranger to the plate. This is at bat number 8 on the season for Maruna with a 143 batting average in just those 8 appearances. Definitely not necessarily his comfort zone, but also not a stranger to it either. Quick meeting on the mound. Try to settle down Lopez. Hasn't found the control here in the inning that he did in the prior. The 2-0 make that 3-0. As you just mentioned, Wade would love to get St. Dennis up here with a opportunity to put 3 runs on the board with one swing of the bat. The 3-0, that's just in there kissing the inside of the plate. On the move, doesn't matter. Ball 4. That could have been dangerous. Leaping effort by Michael Minocchio keeps that one from going into center field. So there we go. Runners in first and second. This is what the Wave need for big Hunter St. Dennis. All 6'4" of them, 225 pounds, could send this ball about halfway up Lions Road if he gets his pitch. Lopez deals. No doubt about it in there. Called strike, 0-1 the count. Connor Pangolo due up next. The 0-1 turns to 0-2 as that one's fouled back. As Lopez appears to find his groove a bit back on the mound here. Lopez will be our Mizuno player of the game if he holds this one out. The 0-2 pitch to St. Dennis, breaking ball. That one's going to be trouble to second baseman Minocchio. Just kidding. He makes it look easy as he shades to his left into shallow center for out number one. Crisis averted as St. Dennis retreats back to the way dugout. So one out on the board. Ground ball will end it. Again, very much thankful for y'all tuning in with us today. Battle through some connection issues. I certainly battled through the heat and humidity early on, but a very comfortable night it's become here at North Broward Prep in Coconut Creek, Florida. All 109 of you that have tuned into tonight's broadcast. We thank you all very much for supporting the SFCBL and these young men. The 0-1 to Pangolo is downstairs, even the count 1-1. Connor 0-2 today, a couple pop outs. Reached via the walk his first time up. Lopez checks the runner at second. Pinocchio comes over. The 1-1 falls out of the strike zone. 2-1. These wave hitters have been patient at the plate. The 2-1. And that's fouled back. Just getting a piece of it does Pangolo. As the count moves to 2-2. One out on the board. Lopez looking for number 2 here. Would love another punch out to add to his credit. Infield maintains double play depth as Minocchio tries his best to keep the man at second close to the bag. The 2-2 sent down the line. That should trickle out of play, and that it does. Even if there was room down there, it would have been a very difficult play for either Brad Dunn or Dalton Needle to make. So Pangolo fights on, fights to live another day. Slightly, very so slightly, chokes up on the bat here with his 2-strike approach. The 2-2 again from Lopez, and just fighting it off does Connor. Fighting that one off likely would have been called ball 3. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. Throw down the third is in time. That is your ball game. The Fort Lauderdale Hooks take this one. A final scoreline of 9-4. Excuse me, 9-5 here as they try to fight to get that last playoff spot. It was a hard-fought game. 5 runs in the first 3 innings from the Wave, and then the Hooks able to come back with 9 unanswered to take this one. Hooks now move to 12-15 on the season. Meanwhile, the Wave fall to 11-17. It's been a pleasure being out here with you guys here in North Broward Prep. Your player of the game, Johnny Lopez. He finished this day on the mound, getting the final 6 outs, but not before he tallied up a walk, an RBI triple, and a single. 2 runs scored on the day, making him your Mizuno player of the game. Look out for the SFCBO socials. We will have an interview coming up with none other than Johnny Lopez. But for the final time tonight, Jacob Kelly signing off for the SFCBO YouTube channel. It's been an absolute pleasure being here with you guys tonight. Thank you all very much for listening in. Take care, everybody.